Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Dillon, and today's video we're going to be talking about how to create Canvas quizzes, a very effective way to assess your students, gather data, and really it gives you a great way to assess them, especially if you're online, but also if you're not. If you are at home, you can, or in person, you can also do this. So from our home page, we're just going to look on the left and click quizzes, and then we're going to do the plus sign. Now in a previous video I showed you how to embed a Google form, and I'm going to take that Google form and I'm actually just going to turn it into a quiz because I do prefer the quizzes. So I'm going to keep this one up so I can just copy and paste. So I'm going to paste over the title. There's that. I'm going to come over here, and I didn't put any information in for the students, so I'm just going to for the people taking this. So please complete this evaluation of the course. And that's what this was for learners. I'm going to adjust the font so it's a little larger. And that's all I'm going to do for this Details tab. Next is going to be the Questions tab. And if I had some questions, I could use a testing bank if your school has those. I'm just going to click New Question. And I have question here, so I just leave that. You could number them. I also have several different options for creating my quiz. Multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank. So you'll have a sentence and then it'll be a space. And I'll show you how to do that. Fill in multiple blanks. So if you want to have 3 or 4 questions on your one, 3 or 4 places for them to enter information on your one question. Multiple answers, drop down multiples, matching, numerical answers, formula questions, essay questions, file upload questions, and then no text. I use that as a tab or as like a border, or if I want to give just specific information. Feel free to play around with the different options in quizzes. I try not to overload students or learners with different types of questions in the quiz or test. I really just want to pick a couple. I want them to focus more on the content than I do on them on the question types. So if I go back to my course, I can see that I have name of your school, and they're going to have several options to pick, none of which will be wrong. So I'm going to click that, name of your school, and then down here I would just write each of those options. So Canyon Springs, and I'm just going to put in a few. And then you can actually, I would just have them, I would say multiple answers actually, because any of these could be correct. So I would change it to multiple answers and either leave them all correct or just leave them all as possible depending on how you want it to look. Don't forget to click Update Question, because if you do not, and even if you click Save here, it will not save this particular question. So now I have my first question. I don't like that font. It's kind of small, so I'm going to go back and re-edit it. I'm going to increase it just to 14. Again, I'm going to go down and update my question. If I like that, let's say I've put in 5 or 6, I can click Save, and then this will be my course. I can preview my quiz, and this is what it'll look like. You'll notice that there are 2 boxes here because I did not delete those. So I would want to go back to editing, and I would want to go back to that question, and I would want to edit, and then I can come down here, and it's got empties, so I could click Delete and delete. All right, so now it is. Check those. Yep, update question. It looks good. Now I'm going to go back to my list, so I could do another multiple one here, position, as well as that, and then I could click. I could do something like this. How valuable was the information in today's training? So I could go back to my Canvas course, click a new question. Make that font the same size, and then I could click on a different one. So I could give it just a matching, or they could do drop downs is a good one. So a possible answer could be 1, 2. I could add another option, 3, 4. Okay, so those could all be possible options. If I want them to be able to have more than one answer, I could change, so these could all be correct. So that's multiple answers from the drop down. Okay, click update question. I have another one. And I'll just keep working through as I see fit for this particular assignment. If I want them to include a short essay, as this one has, asking for any improvements, I would ask it for an essay question. Paste. You can obviously also write in these, and then update question. The last one I want to talk about is this one with fill in the blanks or multiple fill in the blanks. It's the same one. So what I would do is, please enter your name. Then what I would do is, you can see always up here, enter the question and define all the correct ones. So if I go in to fill in the multiple ones, it's going to ask me to use brackets and just to type something. So I could type brackets name, and then if I had another space, I could do name 2, brackets name 3, and so on. A lot of times this happens when you have parts of a multiplication problem or a vocabulary or a sentence that you have a couple places where you want students. Then you'll have a drop-down menu, and it's got name, name 2, name 3, and that correlates with your brackets up top, and you would type in the answer for those and other possible answers if there were any of those. When you update the question, you will no longer see those brackets. I will need to give all 3 of them an answer. Hopefully this person's name is only Jennifer. And you will see when you go to, let me save, and then I'll preview the quiz for you. You will see that it will only show these spaces, and students will actually be able to answer in those spaces if you like that as an option. Our multiple choice, our different traits. I hope this video was helpful on how to create quizzes inside Canvas. One of the great aspects of this is that you will be able to go in and look at the data of the students, and it'll break it down by question and students as well.